Good morning, my name is Paul. Now, there are a number of words you can use to describe a Range Rover. Luxurious, prestigious, capable, imposing. But pretty has never been a word that I'd ever have used before. The car behind me is a little different. The car behind me is a 2023 73 Range Rover Velar D300 Dynamic HSE. I'd like to show you around. So the Range Rover Velar, it sits lower than a sport. One of the reasons why I say this is a really pretty car as opposed to the other cars is this roof line. It slopes backwards down here, gives it a more sporty look. The angle at the back here, and then this really nicely finished off back end goes some way to make this look more sleek, more streamlined, more sporty, and certainly more aerodynamic. It's still every bit a Range Rover. It's driven by the D300 engine, which is a 3-litre, 6-cylinder turbo diesel, which is really powerful. It's got there or thereabouts 300 brake horsepower, so this car is certainly no slouch. But more importantly, 300 horsepower and the amount of torque that you get from a 3-litre, 6-cylinder diesel engine makes this car effortless to drive. And that, I think, is one of the more important factors, because it gives you the sense of luxury that you expect and you'd love to have from the Range Rover badge. So it doesn't sit quite as high. It's actually a very pretty looking Range Rover. The colour is Charent Brown. Now I'm going to come and show you the colour, because it's not the chocolate brown that you might have expected to see in a 70s Cortina or what have you. It really is nothing like that. It's quite a grey colour, but it does have a hint of colour in there as well, which is really nice. And you can see it's very deeply metallic. The lights in here are not great for showing metallic, but unfortunately outside it's not sunny. We've got these lovely black and copper or bronze detailing, and I think the mixture of the copper or the bronze and the black against the Charent paintwork works really well. It gives this car a real attention to detail in terms of the way that it looks. It's sat on these lovely diamond cut 21-inch alloy wheels. Now you can put 22s on these, but you tend to find that the profile of the tyre is thinner and therefore the ride is harder. And of course, with a lower profile tyre and a bigger wheel, you tend to follow the lines in the road a bit more than you would do with a smaller tyre. But all 4 wheels are in excellent condition. All the tyres are in excellent condition. Just looking down the panels, you can see a lovely clear reflection from panel to panel. All the gaps are all beautiful. This car has done 24,000 miles. It's just tipped 24,000 miles. And you can see it's just been very nicely looked after. I'm homing in on all the corners and all the panels here just to show you the true condition of this car. There's a tow bar in there somewhere, which I'll show you in a minute, which certainly from the roadside you would never know was there. You can see we have a panoramic opening roof, which is open, and privacy glass, which not only helps to stop people from seeing inside the car, but if you've got rear passengers, especially children, it also helps to keep the back of the car nice and cool. Again, lovely clear reflection, no interruptions on all those panels. Driver side rear wheel, lovely condition. The brakes behind it are all in very nice condition. Now this car has 24-month service intervals. It was serviced last year, so it's certainly not due anything anytime soon. I'm going to turn on the ignition because I'm going to show you. So there's a start-stop button there. I've just popped that on. And this is going to help me to show you what happens at the back. So a little pressure pad under there. Electric opening tailgate. Luggage cover here, which slides back as easily as that. We have a charging point in the back. We have somewhere to hang your shopping bag so your shopping doesn't spill all over the inside of the car as you go around the corner. And we have the two on this side as well. So in terms of practicalities, works really well. Now you can see we have an array of buttons. So one of them has an arrow up and an arrow down. This car has height adjustable air suspension. It also has a trailer light and it has an electric tow bar. So if I press the button for the electric tow bar, there we go, that should now just pop out. Just take a minute, you've got to press and hold it, not just press and let go. So you can hear the motor's whirring and the beeping. And here we have a tow bar complete with electrics that pops out, locks into place, and then you can press and hold and that will send it back in again. So we also have air suspension. So I'm going to press the up button. I'm going to leave the camera where it is. I'm going to press the up button so you can see the amount of movement. And you can also hear the tyres moving on the shiny floor. So that's now stopped moving. So now we have more ground clearance. I can easily put my hand in here and wiggle it backwards and forwards or up and down between the body of the car and the wheel. So that gives us more ground clearance. So more ground clearance means that if you are going off the road, then you can clear obstacles more easily. But probably more importantly, especially this time of the year, is water. So where a lot of cars will come to a ford or a large puddle and stop or have difficulties, you can press the button. It raises the suspension significantly. Now if I just drop it down, I'll show you the difference. And that gives you an awful lot more wading depth than you would do with a standard vehicle or a vehicle with standard ride height. If I drop that down, you can now see I can barely get a finger or two fingers in there now, and that is back down to normal ride height. Everyday driving, and then you can raise it up for obstacles or water. That is a lovely thing to have, especially at this time of the year. We have electric closing boot. And you can see here the door handles are popped out. When the car is unlocked, these pop out so you can put your hand in and open them, but you can lock them, and when they're locked they sit flush, and that helps with aerodynamics. Then you can see this light grey Cirrus against the ebony leather. We have electric adjustable seats or backrests. You can see that. So you can recline even if you're sitting in the rear. And we've got this lovely bicolour leather with all these perforations on the parts that actually touch your body. And of course that just helps you not to get too hot, because it allows everything to breathe. And then you can see the panoramic roof from the inside. Plenty of leg room, Isofix child seat points, and 3 proper belts and 3 fully adjustable headrests. Moving to the front, the colour combination extends to the front, so you've got this lovely Cirrus and ebony leather, 4 electric windows. You can isolate the rear windows as well, mirrors, and then your memory for the seat position and unlocking. And we also have their Meridian surround sound system. Now these seats are incredibly comfortable. There's a lot of lateral support here, so nice cushioning, very comfortable. both on the seat and on the seat base and on the seat back. If I press this button that way, the seat moves backwards and forwards, the back up and down, the front up and down, lumbar support. And then if you look at this section here, if I move that, you can see that lengthens the seat. So whether you're longer or shorter in the leg, you can adjust the seat to suit you perfectly. That makes this a very comfortable car. And again, more of this nice perforations helps to keep you cool. Moving to the inside, we have the multifunction steering wheel. Everything's lit up because the ignition is on. So this drives that screen. You can see there it's showing just over 24,000 miles. So this drives that screen, which I'll show you in a second. On this side, we have heated steering wheel, one of my favorite things ever. Cruise control with speed limiter, lane assist, and then we have here the cruise control is actually active. That means it's radar assisted. If someone pulls out in front of you while you're on cruise control going more slowly than you are, this car will slow down and hold pace. When that car moves out of the way, it'll accelerate back up to what you had it set to before. The reason you have this arrow here and this arrow here is because you can close the gap between you and the car in front or open it depending on your comfort levels and the road conditions at the time. Now I'm going to start the engine, close the door. It's telling me my door is open, and now it's not. So here we have a virtual cockpit, a traditional layout. So we have speedo on one side and rev counter on the other. If I press the center button here, it drops down a menu, and I can scroll down with that button onto the menu, and I can change the display layout. So I've got 2 dials at the moment. I can change that to 1 dial. I can change the layout of the 1 dial. If I just change the layout again, if I decided I'd quite like to have a whole map, that shows the whole thing as a map. Let's have 1 second. There we go. Yeah, there's actually no signal in here. We've got a steel roof, but that would show a full screen in the map. There we go. It's trying to find a signal, that's why. So if I go display layout and take it back up to the traditional 2 dials, and then you can have various different scrolls, onboard computer function there as well, but a fully customizable display. A lovely big screen, heated seats either side, all the air conditioning. You can have it on max, so it's not that today. But if it was boiling hot in the car on a really hot day, you can put max air conditioning on. It gears the air conditioning up. You can turn the stop start on and off, and then you have the various different driving modes. You can see that. If I click onto the camera system, I can show. In fact, if I put it into reverse here, if you are reversing next to a curb or you're off-road and you're driving on lumpy ground, you can get a really good eye view of what's happening close to your wheels, or you can pop it into reverse, have a really nice clear rear view camera, and then have a 360-degree view camera all the way. Now if you look at these yellow lines, this is the projected path of the car. If I turn the steering wheel to the left, you can now see there is a new trajectory here according to the steering angle, and it also shows here. If I turn the steering wheel to the right, you can see that comes back and it'll go to the right as well. So that, especially if it's dark and raining, because dark and raining generally means your door mirrors can be wet, that makes parking and driving a lot easier than it would do without it. Pop that back into park again. So we also have, if I click onto the home button, you can scroll through various different presets here, or I can click onto the apps mode. You can see we have climate, Android Auto and CarPlay, which to be fair I think a lot of people would go straight to as their default. The phone is Bluetooth, it's streaming as well. We have the tow bar, which I can now stow from here. So I can pop the tow bar out or pop the tow bar away again without getting my fingers dirty, without even getting out of the car. And just while that's doing that, you can see while everything's plugged in, you can check all the trailer bulbs without getting someone at the back and shouting, yes, that one works, no, that one doesn't work, making life a lot easier for you. And if I scroll down, the weight sensing, so max, so if I adjust ride height into off-road, that will now increase the ride height. I'm just going to show you in front of the car in front. It's going to start to raise. Here we go. And I can feel the car's gone up. I can now feel the tyres moving on the slippery floor. And now we have a much higher road. There we go. Much higher road clearance. Now, if I go further down, towing and trailers, if you have a specific trailer, you can customize the car's performance according to the type of trailer it's towing, which is rather good. And again, everything is designed to make your life a lot easier and a lot more comfortable. So that is a very nice, easy to use system. And we have, I don't know if you can see in here, but we've got little elements in the screen, and that shows you that when you're demisting, as well as having warm air blasted on the screen, you've also got the elements in there which clears your screens really, really quickly. You can turn them on at the press of a button. So if it's frosty, it just makes your life that much easier. Inside we have more storage and USB-Cs. Armrests here. Now if I pull these, you can slide them back to have two cup holders, and then more storage here with the USB and USB-C. So there's plenty of areas here to charge your phone. Your sunroof controls and blind controllers all here. You can see it has a sunroof, or panoramic sunroof, because it goes all the way back there, as well as the air conditioning. What a lovely place to be. When you're in drive, there's a little thing, but if I'm going to put it into drive now, so you can see that's now lit up, we're into drive, and that tells you now that we're in drive. If I want to change gear manually, I can do. You've got a minus button here that changes down through the gears, and the plus button changes up through the gears, so you have a paddle shift. And then when you want to go back into park, simply press the button and you're back into park again. A very comfortable environment, incredibly comfortable seats. Colour combination is fabulous. Let's just unlock. And I've left it sat high, so now you can see we're in terrain mode. That's now capable of going off-road, going through much deeper water. So I hope you like the car. I hope you like the video and find the video useful. If you'd like to know more about the car, please visit our website, www.bramshawebv.com. Either pop us an email or drop us a text or WhatsApp, or simply pick up the phone and speak to us. We'd love to talk to you about it. Thanks for watching.